call and response. So I'll call and then you can respond. Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Jayo Radha Vallabha Radha Vallabha Radha
प्रभु राधा वल्लभ श्री राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय जगन्नाथाय जय जगन्नाथाय जय बलदेवाय जय सुभाषाय जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय
श्री प्रभुपाद की जय और प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for participating in the Kirtan. I'll go back to my seat.
Go back to your seat now. Who's knocking the guitar from here? Oh, my leg hurts.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you all for coming once again on a Saturday afternoon where you could have done so many other things, but you have chosen to do something absolutely different. So thank you so much. It takes time, it takes enthusiasm, it takes courage, and it takes commitment to learn something higher in life, isn't it? Thank you so much. My sincere gratitude to all of you who have made your time to come over here. So thank you so much. As usual, before we do anything, we offer a prayers. So I'll offer a small prayer to Prabhupada, to Radha Krishna, and to the deities. Om Jnana Tirumurandasya Jnana Jalashadakaya Chashkur Gurupena Asmai Shri Guru Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamanyam Tadanti Spadavaka Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Sati Gaura Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Louder. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. How is everyone?
Very good.
Very good. School holidays. And from Monday back to work and back to school. So as usual, before we begin, we'll do a very, very quick recap. Anybody coming here for the first time today?
Yes.
First? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Right? So we'll do a recap from 4:45 to 5 o'clock. So for people who are coming here for the first time, this is the fourth session of the 8th series of Bhagavad Gita course overview. In the first 3 weeks, we covered the first 8 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. We are not going to go deep dive into each and every shloka of Bhagavad Gita, but we are just trying to give you a snapshot of what Bhagavad Gita offers us in a day-to-day life, so that we can get inspiration to read Bhagavad Gita and to follow the life as what Bhagavad Gita offers us. So we are not going to go deep into it, but it's a 30,000 feet view of each chapter. So who remembers what did we discuss in the first 3 sessions? Please raise your hands, and perhaps Gaurav Prabhu or coaches can come and give a mic so that you can just do very, very quick recap. Just raise your hands and then the mic will come to you. Yes, the little one over there. Brave boy.
Karma.
Sorry? Karma. Right? So we discussed the laws of karma, the good karma, the bad karma, and the akarma. So there's good reaction for everything what we do good. There's a bad reaction of everything bad what we do. And there is something called an akarma, which doesn't have good reaction and it doesn't have bad reaction. That is what Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita for us to perform. That is called Bhakti Yoga. Thank you so much. Next, yes, the kids are on fire. Yes. Please stand up and just call out your name and then just.
I
Aryan.
we learned about Jiva and the other 3 which I don't remember. There was also karma in one of those, Kala and the soul, Ishvara and karma.
Thank you, Aryan. So Bhagavad Gita offers 5 subject matter. What are the 5 subject matter of Bhagavad Gita? Who wants to go first? Ishvara, Jiva, Karma, Kala, and Prakriti. So these are the 5 subject matter of Bhagavad Gita, and we are going to discuss each of these 5 subject matter in detail. Okay? Guys, anybody else? Yes, Prabhu. आपका नाम बोलिए. Anshul. Yes. Where is Pooja Madam?
She's gone for meditation in Pakistan.
I thought she'll be back by now.
Yeah, she will be back tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
So we talk about free will and how God is there to sanction everything that we are thinking. How God is there to sanction everything that we want to do. It is us who are doing, sanctioned by the God. So it is our free will whether we want to proceed doing what we want to do in the right direction. Even if we are doing something bad, it is not because of bad karmas, it is because of our free will.
So Anshul Prabhu mentioned every Jivatma, every soul has a minute free will. Every soul has a minute independence, and how we use our free will, how we use our minute independence, it is our prerogative. Lord Krishna doesn't interfere in our life in terms of how we want to use our free will. You all made a choice to come here, Krishna facilitated that. If you wanted to go somewhere else, Krishna would have facilitated that as well. So the Lord doesn't interfere in anybody's minute independence. Thank you, Anshul Prabhu. Yes, anybody else? Yes? Just call out your name.
Shruti.
Shruti.
Hare Krishna. We understand about the 4 ways to achieve God, like Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga. And Bhakti Yoga is the easiest way, and Ashtanga you mentioned is the hardest one. That's it.
Yeah. So God can be realized in 4 ways: Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. In the age of Kali Yuga, Krishna says Bhakti Yoga is the easiest way and the most recommended way by the Lord Himself to approach Him. Karma Yoga is very difficult. Dhyan Yoga, you have to meditate on the Lord. We can't keep the mind focused. Arjuna himself is confessing in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 34th verse. Chanchalahi mana Krishna. My mind is very stubborn, restless, obstinate. So I cannot control my mind. Who is saying this? Arjuna. Arjuna is saying 5,000 years ago, the mind is very stubborn, very restless. And we see that same thing now. So Arjuna is saying, Dhyan Yoga is out of question. Karma Yoga is very difficult. Ashtanga Yoga, you have to leave home to do Ashtanga Yoga. You have to go to the forest to do Ashtanga Yoga. Right? We cannot leave forest. We cannot leave home now. So the easiest yoga in the age of Kali Yuga, Krishna is recommending it is Bhakti Yoga. Thank you, Shruti Mataji. Yes, couple more points and then we'll start with yes. Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'm Swapna. We also discussed that our karma is our will. So whatever we are going through today is what we have done in the past.
Yes. My karma, my fault. So whatever we are receiving now, it is what we have ordered in the past. So whatever we have now, it is what we have ordered in the past. Because whatever we have ordered, we are getting it. Right? So we say, patience is power. So whatever we are getting now, whatever we get it is Krishna's mercy. And whatever we don't have it is Krishna's desire. I repeat, if you understand this point, and if you just take away this point of today's session, your life will change. What we have today, it is Krishna's mercy. And what we don't have is Krishna's desire. Bhagavad Gita. If we understand this very, very, very thoroughly, then whatever ups and downs comes in our life, we will have a sharp observer philosophically to understand that whatever I'm receiving today, it's Krishna's mercy, because I have done something in the past, I'm getting it through the hands of the Lord. And whatever I don't have it and I want it, that is Krishna's desire. Hari Ichha. Please repeat after me. Hari Ichha. Anything what happens in life, you just say Hari Ichha. That means you're just saying, okay, it's for my betterment. Thank you, Sapnaman. Yes, anybody else? Your name?
I'm question that one is confused again, which is if what we are having today is our karma from the past, but then how is it His mercy? And what will we have in the future? Or if it is what we are having today is His desire, not having today is His desire, then how does it correlate to our karma from the past? So there are three variables now, right? That you have talked about. Some confused, like how are they correlated?
So the question is, how do we understand that whatever is happening with us now, it is Krishna's mercy. And whatever is not happening with us, whatever we want and it's not coming to us, how do we understand it is Krishna's desire?
And because you mentioned that whatever is happening today to you is because of your karma from the past.
Correct.
So past, Krishna's desire as well as mercy. So there are, and then of course free will. So there are four variables acting on present right now. Sorry, I'm an engineer, so I think in very variable terms. That's why I'm asking this question.
That's okay. That's okay. You're an engineer and I'm an engineer as well. And I'll give you an engineering answer. I'll give an answer which is engineering related. Have you seen a compass? Wherever you take the compass, which direction does it show? Who said God? Thank you. Wherever you take the compass, anywhere in the world, it will only show you one direction, which is north. Similarly, in the life of a person who understands the philosophy of surrender, who has surrendered to the Lord, he understands no matter whatever is happening with me today, it is Krishna's mercy. Because I have done something in the past, I could have got the result much worse, but Krishna is just giving me a token reaction. That is the mood of a devotee. I would have met with a big accident, my hands would have been chopped off, I've got the stitches. That is the way a devotee understands the kripa of the Lord, the mercy of the Lord. The second way the devotee of the Lord understands anything, that whatever is happening with me, I'm not the maintainer, I'm not the proprietor, I'm not the controller, and I'm not the enjoyer. When we understand this four aspect, which I think Akash Prabhu, you mentioned this last time, that you're not the maintainer, the moment we understand and accept, I'm not the maintainer, the proprietor, the controller, and the enjoyer, then we understand whatever is happening with me is Krishna's ichha. And the last thing we understand, that there is a component of my free will which have executed in the past, and I'm getting a karma because of that. And there's a component of my free will which I'm executing it right now, because of which I'm creating new karma. So with this combination of variables, a devotee exists and sustains and maintains his mindset. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think I understand it, but I think today's lesson will clarify it as well.
It will. Alright, anything else anybody would like to ask before we start today's discussion? So today is session 4 and we will cover chapter 9 and 10 of Bhagavad Gita. So as we spoke, Bhagavad Gita covers the 5 topics. So far, we have discussed Jiva, which is the soul, which is the you and me. We have discussed Karma. And today, we are going to discuss Ishvara. So Ishvara is what the focus of today's discussion, which is going to be. Right? And then, in the subsequent sessions, we will discuss Prakriti and Kala. Right? Time, Krishna says, Main Samay Hu. Where did you hear this? Mahabharata. Thank you. Main Samay Hu. Krishna says the same thing in the 11th chapter. Time I am. So when we come to 11th chapter next session, we will cover that. Time. Alright. Before we cover chapter 9 and 10, one component of chapter 8, we couldn't cover it in the last section. So today we will discuss that. But before we discuss, we spoke about this last time also. Small mind discuss people. Average mind discuss events. And great mind discuss the topics of the Lord. Great mind discuss the topics of the Lord. So that in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is going to reveal something magical. But before we do that, I want to ask a question and get your understanding. Why did Krishna speak Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna?
For all of us.
For all of us, okay? Why? Why only to Arjuna?
Because Arjun was going through a phase which he could not understand what to do. And Arjun was Krishna's devotee and a friend. So Krishna, being Krishna, was trying to guide Arjun.
So the answer is Arjun was going through a tough time in his life, and Arjun was his friend. Thank you. Yes, Chaitanya Prabhu. Why did Krishna choose Arjun only? Let's understand.
Because Arjun was ready for a change.
Arjun was ready for a change. Thank you, Chaitanya Prabhu. Yes, Vishal Prabhu.
So the same thing, Arjuna had the courage to give up his own thoughts and surrender completely to the God.
Sure. Very similar to Chaitanya Prabhu's answer. He was ready to surrender and accept a change. Yes, Sapna Mataji.
Arjun has he surrendered and he was willing to learn and understand and accept from Krishna.
Yes. Arjun was willing. How many people heard Bhagavad Gita when Bhagavad Gita was spoken?
3.
3 people. How many people's life changed? 2. Whose life changed? Arjun and
Sanjay.
whose life did not change? Dhritarashtra. Why didn't Dhritarashtra's life change? Because he did not want it to change. Dhritarashtra did not want to change before, while hearing, and after hearing. Right? It is not surprising that why Krishna chose Arjun. One of the key reasons why Krishna chose Arjun, because Arjun was like most of us. He was a family man. He was a grahastha. He had ups and downs in his life. All of us have ups and downs in our life. And Krishna wanted to show the world that if Arjun, who has ups and downs, who has family, 90% of the people in the world are like us, who are grahasthas, who have very similar responsibility what Arjun has. If Arjun can follow, then certainly we can follow it. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? But unfortunately, we have two misconceptions in our life. The first misconception in our life is spiritual life is a retirement plan. Spiritual life is a retirement plan. I'll share something which I have not shared in the past. I used to work in Telstra many years ago. I still work in Telstra, but this is my second time in Telstra. I used to work in Telstra from 2003 to 2011. And there was a colleague of mine, IIT Mumbai and IIM Ahmedabad. And he was a consultant from DWS. I won't call him because this is recorded. His name. He said, एक बार मैं retire हो गया ना, I'll go to Goa, left hand में Bhagavad Gita and right hand में Kingfisher. What was he saying? Left hand I will have Bhagavad Gita and right hand I will have Kingfisher beer. And life is Jingalala. He used to say this. Many people think that spiritual life is a retirement plan. Have you heard about this before? Ki don't take now. Bhakti ke liye bahut time hai. You have a lot of time. Why are you coming over here? This is not the time to go to temple. This is not the time to understand Bhagavad Gita. You have a lot of time. Has anybody told you before? Please raise your hand. Honestly, you have heard this before. Everybody. Thank you.
I think recently I've also heard, so I just wanted to share that
Yes.
experience from. So, like at work, somebody was saying that the statement, which just kind of took me off because they were saying that I'm too old to make friends, but I'm also too young to be spiritual.
There you
So
go.
they just called out this statement. I was like, wow, where are we going?
Yes. So this is a big misconception that spirituality is a retirement plan. When you can't see, when you can't hear, when you have few teeth remaining, and when you're on a deathbed, that is the time we think, I'll start spirituality. But our Shastras have called out very clearly that spirituality should begin from the age of 5, that is latest. Ideally, it should be in the mother's womb. Ideally, when should it start? When the baby is in mother's womb. But the latest is after 5. Uske baad it is too late. And after 50, if you haven't begun the spiritual life very seriously, then they say you're committing suicide every day. This is coming from Srimad Bhagavad. So this is the first misconception that Bhagavad Gita or spirituality should be taken at the fag end of your life. If you ask any people in the fag end of the life, they're not keen about it anyways. When Srila Prabhupada went to America, he established temples. And the majority of the people who joined in US and in Europe were the local people. So one of the brahmacharis, one of the people joined the temple. He was a brahmachari. So he came in a white dhoti and kurta with a tilak and shikha. And his father was multi-millionaire at that time. His father came to the temple and he was trying to chastise the temple president. And he said, this is not the age my son joins the temple. He's too young to join the temple. He said, when is the right time to join the temple? He said, when you're very old, you should join the temple. The temple president gave a beautiful response. He said, okay, you can join and let your son go. What did he say? said, no, let me ask my wife. Let me ask my wife. And next day, he said, you keep the sun, I'll be where I am. So we think spirituality is a retirement plan. It's never going to happen. And the second misconception which people have in mind is that when you accept spiritual life, you have to give up everything. Yes, man. Have you heard this, that when you accept spiritual life, you have to give up everything? That is the second biggest misconception. You don't have to give up everything, you just have to accept the right thing in your life. You have to accept the right thing. Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah, you just covered that. People have a misconception between Diksha and spiritualism.
Between what?
Diksha.
Disha.
Giving up.
Okay.
Giving up everything. And if you look at Shankaracharya was an 8-year-old.
Yes.
Okay, so was he going to retire?
Yes.
No. And Vivekananda, at a very young age, he took to spirituality. So everywhere it's the same thing. And in this case, Arjuna didn't really take Diksha at all.
Yes. He didn't give up anything. He wanted to give up. Arjun wanted to give up. He wanted to run away from his duty and he wanted to beg. But Krishna said, no, that is not right. It is your duty to fight. It is your duty to fight and do the right thing. So spirituality is not about giving up. It is about accepting the right thing. So these are the two misconceptions. So we'll start with chapter, we did a lot of verses of chapter 8. Today we'll just discuss what we couldn't do it last time because of the time. And then we'll jump on to chapter 9. So in chapter 8, again Krishna mentions one very, very important thing. Right? The difference between animals and human beings. He again makes this point. Dharmo hiyena pashuti samana. So what is the difference between humans and animals? Who wants to read? Yes, the kids. Yes, you can go first. Yes. What are the similarities of humans and animals?
The similarities is eating, sleeping, defending, mating.
Thank you. So what are animals busy doing? Ahara, nidra, bhaya, ucha. Eating, mating, sleeping and defending. And what are human beings busy doing? Eating, mating, sleeping and defending. So Krishna makes this point again in chapter 8 that if you are doing the same thing which animals are doing, then dharmo hi hena pashuhi samana. And then Krishna in one verse, 8 chapter 15th verse, he makes a very, very beautiful point. Right? Please repeat after this verse. Mamupyete punarjanma Dukkhalayam ashashvatam Napuvanti mahaatmana Samsiddhi paramam kataha. Can you read the translation, kids? Just the translation.
After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection.
Thank you. Thank you. So what is Krishna calling out? This word is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Krishna, who is the creator, the maintainer, and the initiator of this world. He said this place is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. What does Pustakala means? Library. Thank you. What does Bhojanalaya means by? A restaurant. Thank you. What does Sauchalaya means by? Toilet, bathroom. So what does Dukkhalaya means by? A place of miseries. So Krishna is saying this place is a place of miseries. Is this miseries over here or is this wrong or correct?
Correct.
Who believes that this place, this world is a place of miseries only? Please raise your hand. Only, no. No. He said ashashvata. So 99% misery and 1% happiness.
No.
No? Yeah. When you have mobile phone in your hand, it is happiness, correct? Yes.
50% misery, 50% happiness.
Jai, so this is the first 10 years. 50% misery, 50% happiness. I was in a program many years ago. We were invited. I was invited to give a class in Sanctuary Lakes in Point Cook. It was a housewarming. We had no idea who these people are. So they invited over there. And they told me to speak on happiness. So I went over there. I had no idea who this group of people are. And I said, I'll ask an honest question to everybody. They said, okay. Please answer this very honestly, and this is a question to all of you. For the last 6 months, who has been very happy non-stop? Please raise your hands. No one? 6 months, last 6 months, no one. Huh?
My papa had been very happy.
Your dad has been really happy for the last 6 months. Okay. For the last 3 months, who has been really happy? Absolutely no miseries, no tension, no anxiety, no stress. Right? Yeah. Last 1 week, be honest with yourself. No miseries, no anxiety, no stress, no winter, no summer, no rainy. What's correct? You're absolutely in ecstatic mode. One person. I asked the same question over there. When I was asking the question over there in Sanctuary Lakes program, nobody raised their hand. Then I said, okay, last half an hour, the last 30 minutes, who has been happy without any anxiety, any stress? Believe me, not only one person raised the hand over there in that program, and that was someone like your age. I said, why were you happy? He said, my mom gave me the iPad for last half an hour. So our happiness in this world, after 24 hours, how long is the happiness lasting? Without any stress, without any anxiety. Tanse, manse, dhanse, sabandose. Right? How long have you been happy for? And Krishna is saying very clearly, this place is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Ashashvatam means happiness is there. It is not that happiness is not there. Happiness is there, but it is very flickering. It is temporary. It comes and goes. But predominantly Krishna is saying this place is of Dukkhalayam. And what are the main dukkhas in this world? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Birth, death, old age, and disease. Just before coming over here, I went to see a friend of mine in Truganina. His father passed away recently, 2 weeks ago. So I went to see him because he just came back yesterday, and I asked him, what is your realization? You have seen your dad going in front of you. What is your realization? I asked him just now, fresh in my mind. He said, Janma, yes, we have seen babies coming out with crying. So we realize it is pain. Janma, Mrityu, I've seen my dad going, but seeing him going was not very painful because he just left like this. But he said what was more painful was disease and old age. Disease, I have been seeing my dad suffering for a long time and it was very painful. And old age, he said, after 60, rehne ka koi fayda nahi hai. This is what he was saying. It's very difficult to sustain and maintain your body after 60. This is what he was saying. And he said, whoever came to see my dad, everybody were very old and they wanted to die. You can see they're shivering, they can't even stand properly. And he was saying to me, the old age is terrible. Disease is terrible. Do we all agree with this? Have you seen any person who is old and diseased? Nobody would like, yes, mother, in the back.
You said like have you seen anybody like old and diseased? And I said yes, we all see in one or the other form, but we all.
Yes, we all have been seen. So nobody would like to die. But everybody are forced to die. Nobody would like to be old. Everybody are forced to be old. Nobody wants a disease. Everybody are having diseases one after another. And nobody wants to take a birth because birth is a very painful experience. Being in a mother's womb for 9 months Sitting on the floor for half an hour, 1 hour, before nature was there, you think, when will the class stop? When will we go out? Isn't it? Being in mother's womb for 9 months is such a painful and terrible experience. From birth till death, Krishna is saying this experience is not for intelligent people. But once you come to me, they never come back again. They never come back again. Mam uppyate tu punarjanma. Once who comes to me, they never come back again to this material life. And there's no birth, there's no death, there's no old age, and there is no disease. We have this question in our mind many times. Jeena yaha, marna yaha, iske siva, jana kaha. Who said this? Rajkumar. Rajkumar, sorry. He has said this. Jeena yaha, marna, Joker. Mera naam Joker hai. So Bollywood has taught us Jeena yaha, marna yaha, iske siva, jana kaha. And we have been conditioned with this process. Okay, we have to, from womb to tomb, we are going to be here. From womb to tomb. But when we open Shastras, when we open scriptures, we get a different direction. We get a different understanding of life. That there's a life before death and there's a life after death. Do we all agree with this? There's a life before death? Do we all agree that there's a life after death? How many of you know where are you going to go after death? Confidently we can say, I'm going to go here. When you put the rubbish bin outside your house on a Friday or Thursday, whenever the rubbish bin comes to take, you know where the rubbish is going, right? Yes or no? We know where the rubbish is going. No?
Actually, I don't know where it is going to. It's some landfill, but we don't know where it is actually going to.
What rubbish do you?
Yeah. So it goes to.
Sorry, I can't.
It goes to collection centers. That's all we are aware. We don't know exactly which landfill, which designated area.
It depends where you live.
We've taken it for granted. We don't know that small thing as well.
Correct. Thank you, Lepro. So what he said, we don't even know many times where the rubbish is going. Right? If we don't know where the rubbish is going, that's okay. But if we don't know where we are going to go after death, is that good enough or not? Yes or no? Please be honest with yourself. Do you know where are you going to go after death? Do you want to know? Yes. How much time have we invested in our own selves? Okay, after that, I'm going to go to this place. Do I want to go or not? Anzac Day is coming. People are planning for Anzac Day long weekend. Yes or no? Something which is 2 weeks ahead. We are planning the Anzac weekend mein kya karna hai, and then there's a June public holiday and then Christmas holidays. We plan for these things, but when it comes for our own life, how have we planned our life? So Krishna is saying very, very clearly over here, these are the 4 fundamental problems of life, and if we don't focus on these 4 problems of life, then it is Shrama eva hi kevalam. Shrama eva hi kevalam. So now today we start our discussion. Sorry, we have 10-15 minutes behind, so we'll quickly catch up. So we'll start the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So in the 8th chapter, Krishna is giving 2 important understanding. Of course, every verse of Bhagavad Gita is very important. But Krishna says in 8th chapter that this place is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. But one who endeavors to come towards me, one who comes to me, he never goes back into this material life ever again. In the 9th chapter is called as, can you read? What is the title of the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? With the mic, you always speak with the mic so that people at the back can.
The most confidential knowledge.
Yes. And what is the acronym of it? King.
King.
What does it stand for?
Knowledge.
Next.
Inconceivable relationships. Non-worship. Glories of bhakti.
Jai. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, in the 9th chapter, he's saying the most confidential knowledge. Let's understand why. In the 9th chapter, 2nd verse, Krishna is calling out this chapter, or this knowledge. What is he saying? Rajavidya Rajaguhyam. Please repeat. Pavitra Ram Idam Uttam. Pratyakshavalam. Dharmayam. Susukham Karatu Avyam. Yes. The translation.
This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfect religion, it is everlasting, and it is joyful.
Joyfully performed. Thank you. Thank you so much. So Krishna is saying in the second verse of this most important chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he said this knowledge is the king of education. It is the king of education. How many types of education do we have? There are two types of education. One is an education on the level of body, and second is the education on the level of soul, the Atma, the you, the me. Most of the time, we see people are focusing on the education on the platform of body. Just to maintain the body for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80 years, 100 years, we spend our first 16 to 20 years of our life in getting some education, which is important, which we don't say, no, you don't have to study, you don't have to go to uni. It is important. Material education gives us caliber. Spiritual education gives us character. Both is important. Both are important. Prabhupada ji gives a beautiful example of a bird in a golden cage. Once there was a bird in a golden cage, and the owner of the bird and the cage, the owner was only maintaining the cage because the cage was made up of gold. So she was looking after the cage very, very nicely, very beautifully, polishing the cage, cleaning the cage, but she was not feeding the bird. What happened after a few days? Who wants to make a guess? Yes. The bird died. The bird died. Why did the bird die? Because
It was only, the worker was only doing the cage and not the bird.
yes, the owner was only looking after the cage, not the bird. So similarly, if we only maintain the body without focusing on the soul, then that person, Krishna says, he will always be under stress, under anxiety. Why? Because the soul is not being fed. The you, the me, we are not feeding ourselves. That is the reason we need the right education. But when we have the right education of Bhakti, of Bhagavad Gita, or for that matter, any spiritual books, and follow it as it is, then you will have the right understanding of being happy and successful in life. Of being happy and successful in life. So Krishna is calling out very, very clearly that this knowledge of Gita is the king of all knowledge. King of all knowledge. Because it is coming on the platform of soul. Typically, when you look at knowledge or any gyan which comes on the platform of body, then it is a temporary knowledge. But knowledge should be based on spirituality, and spirituality is based on spirit, which is the Atma. Is this making sense? Right? Okay, let's read the next verse. Can you read the translation? What is it? Can you read the translation, please?
Translation. I am the God, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place and eternal seed.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So we see over here Krishna in each word is giving a powerful dose. What is the first thing he saying? I am the goal. How many of us have a very clear to yourself, and that goal should not change. That goal should not change. Only the kids. What is your goal, Otis?
To become a YouTuber.
To become a YouTuber. Yeah. What is your goal?
To become a scientist.
To become a scientist. What is your goal?
Same as him.
Same as him.
And to lead a better life.
Huh?
And to lead a better life.
To lead a better life. Thank you. And that goal is not going to change, right? Yeah.
No way.
No way. Right. Typically, we see the goal of people keeps changing every 18 months. Every 18 months, the goal of people keeps changing. Right? I remember myself, I came in 1999 to Australia. In 1999, if you see any Indians, you will stop and ask, where are you from? And at that time, the goal was very clear, to get a PR. एक बार PR मिल गया, permanent residency मिल गई, life is set. Jingalala. Once you get PR, life is set. Then what happened? Does life set with PR? Yes or no? किसी की life set हुई? All of you are PR, most of you. PR के बाद PR. Right? You get married. Degree, नौकरी, उसके बाद छोकरी. Right? And then the saga goes on and on and on. So the goal is keep changing. Yes.
What's a PR?
PR is permanent residency of Australia. Thank you. So the goal keeps on changing from one thing to another, to another, to another. And it is not wrong. But that is not a goal. Goal is something which should be on the platform of the soul, not on the body. We should have two goals. One on the platform of body. Yes, I want to achieve this in 6 months, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. And then we should have a second goal on the platform of the soul. Unfortunately, most of the people in the world today have no goal on the platform of the soul. Do we all agree with this? Please be honest with yourself. We are a soul, we understand this. But we don't have a goal on the platform of the soul. And Krishna is first saying, I am the goal. So when Krishna says, I am the goal, what does it mean? We'll come to you. Yes, you want to say yes. What does it mean when Krishna says, I am the goal? The kids are very fired up here.
He means that he is the one which everyone wants to go to.
Very good. Please give a round of applause to this. Krishna is calling out very clearly. When he said, I am the goal, that means everybody should go towards him. Why only Krishna? Why? Yes?
Because he's the Lord.
He's the Lord. But I'll counter argue and I say, no. We have 33 million devis and devtas, right? The Indian philosophy says this: 33 crore devis and devtas. Then why go to Krishna?
He's the master.
He's the master, he's the supreme, but I don't agree with that. There are so many gods. Why should I go to Krishna only? There are so many gods. Yes?
I don't know if it's able here, but it's about Sakuna and Nirgun. So when we say Nirgun, then it means the whole consciousness across all living beings, being single, and you being part of that, and then realizing that you're part of that Nirgun, that is single consciousness, and how you eventually merge back to that.
Okay, so God is Nirgun and God is Sagun, and there's a possibility of merging into the God.
Yeah.
But who is God?
The single consciousness, the greater consciousness. Like everybody eventually is connected to himself. Like for want of a better word, central brain.
So it's a central brain.
Yeah.
Did you say it is a central brain?
Central soul, central brain, whatever you like to call it.
Okay, thank you. What is the other definition of God?
It's the origin of everything.
God is the origin of everything. What else?
Creator, maintainer.
Creator, maintainer. When you ask, okay, let's take it for 30 seconds, let's digress. Huh? Who is Shah Rukh Khan? Chalo. Let's have an honest answer. Who is Shah Rukh Khan? He's an actor. Where does he live? Mumbai. What is the name of Shah Rukh Khan's house? Mannat. he have a body? Yes or no? Does he have a house?
Yeah.
Does he have qualities? Does he have wealth? Does he have opulence? Please answer yes or no. Does he have a beauty? Right? If Shah Rukh Khan, who is a person like you and me in one aspect, in the Jiva, if he has a name, he has a fame, he has opulence, he has beauty, he has a form, does Lord has a form? Yes or no? Does Lord has a form? If someone says Shah Rukh Khan doesn't have a form, who will agree with it? Itna sannata kyun hai bhai? I said I'm saying that Shah Rukh Khan doesn't have a form. Huh? That's incorrect. Why?
Because he has a form, we see him.
He has a form and you have seen him. But if you go to Palestine and say Shah Rukh Khan has a form, he said I don't know him.
Yeah, because they don't know him.
That they don't thank you. Thank you, Ashima. Just because someone in Palestine or Ukraine or some part of the world haven't seen Shah Rukh Khan, and if they say Shah Rukh Khan doesn't have a form, will an educated person who has seen Shah Rukh Khan really accept it?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
No. Similarly, God has a form and God doesn't have a form simultaneously. God is Nirakar and God is He has Akar simultaneously. Just because you and me have not seen an atom, a proton, a neutron, we have not seen the mobile rays. Have anybody seen mobile rays? Have anybody seen microns, electrons, protons? कभी देखा? But पढ़ा है, सुना है, and we accept it. Similarly, God has a form. And Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that I am the origin of everything, as Sapna just mentioned. I am the creator, I am the annihilator. So our philosophy, our Hindu philosophy, just give me a second, let me put this slide because I forgot to put this over here. To run one company like Microsoft, how many divisions do we have? Do you want to read the whole? Can you read the divisions in Microsoft? Just
CEO, sales and finance head, marketing head, purchase head, country head, R&D head, support head, accounts head.
do we all agree in a small company, very, very small company, we will have these type of departments? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Similarly, to run not just one world which is called Earth, not just a small planet called Earth, there are multi-millions and billions and trillions of universes floating. To run this cosmos, if someone says there are 33 million devis and devtas, can you agree with that now? Loudly, yes or no? Right? To run a small country like Australia, like Victoria, small state, we have so many different divisions. To run a country like India, we have MPs and MLAs and chief minister and prime minister and presidents. To run a small country like India, to run the whole cosmic universes after universes. In Bhagavad Gita, they said we have many people appointed in the called Devis and Devtas. Like Indra is responsible for something. Lord Shiva is responsible for something. Lord Vishnu is responsible for something. Then Vayu Dev, then we have Durga Ma, and Saraswati. Everybody has their own portfolio. What do they have? Their own portfolio to manage each division of the world. So that is the reason when we say we have a computer. Can I answer all your questions towards the end? We have time from 6:10 to 6:30 exclusively for questions. Is that okay? Thank you. So we have a theory just to manage a small country like India or Australia. We have many layers of hierarchy. To run a company Like Microsoft, we have many divisions. Similarly, to run the world, to run multi-universes, we have many Devis and Devtas. And everybody in a company reports to whom? The CEO. Similarly, in spiritual world, everybody reports to Krishna. And who is saying this? It's not only Krishna who is saying this. Even Lord Brahma is saying this. Even Lord Vishnu is saying this. Even Lord Shiva is saying this. If anybody who has read Brahma Samhita, the first verse of Brahma Samhita is Ishvara Parma Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karan Karan. So Lord Brahma in his Brahma Stuti prayers, he is saying that Ishvara Parma Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. So your question about Vigraha, Lord has a form, Vigraha. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karan Karan. So Lord Brahma is saying that Lord Krishna is the cause of all causes. The same thing is the summary of Vishnu Purana as well. The same thing is the summary of Shiv Purana as well. So when we have this right understanding, then we will have the right consciousness and we will have the right direction. If you ask someone in Palestine that who is Shah Rukh Khan, they may not have an idea. That doesn't mean Shah Rukh Khan doesn't exist, his form doesn't exist, his opulence doesn't exist. It exists, just I don't know it. Similarly, when we have the right knowledge that Lord is only one, and then everybody is reporting to him or serving him in one form or another form. This is very important to understand. And that is the reason Krishna is calling out very clearly that he is God. Nobody in any scriptures has called out that I am Lord. Yes, Sandeep.
My question is, like how you've given an example of Shah Rukh Khan in Palestine. They would not even know Krishna. So does that mean only Indians have access to who Krishna is?
No. A very good question. So many people in the world doesn't have access to only Krishna. Then they will have access to their own religion, like Muslim, Christianity.
But if you know Krishna is the supreme God,
Yes.
then does that mean they're not following and praying to the right God?
No. The idea is to love God. If you are a Christian, be a perfect Christian. If you are a Muslim, be a perfect Muslim. If you're a Buddhist, be a perfect Buddhist. And then that particular religion will take you where you have to go. But above and ultimately above everything is Sanatana Dharma. Right? If we have to understand all this religion, Buddhism, Christianity, Muslim, they are 3,000 years, 2,000, 5,000 maximum. 3,000 is maximum, not even 5,000. Does it mean before 3,000 years ago there was no religion? There were no people around? What do you think? 3,000 saal ke pehle, there was no Muslim religion. Christianity was not there. Buddhism was not there. This is just recently. People existed. What happens to that? What does it mean? So, religions were made on time, place, and circumstances. Kal, Desha, Patra. So all this religion we made recently based on Kala, Desh and Patra. But Sanatana Dharma, which is what we all follow typically, usually, was always there. That is the reason we are not Hindus. There is no term called as Hinduism in any bona fide literature. You take Shiv Purana, you take Brahma Samhita, you take Vishnu Purana. Any scripture will not say we are Hindus.
That is because Prabhu, our civilization came from river Indus.
Correct. So Prabhu, I understand. The question is, I'm answering that question, that we are not Hindus, we are not Muslims, we are not Gujaratis, we are not Punjabis, we are not Australians. Who are we? Spirit, soul, part and parcel of the Lord. Mamai Mamsha, Jiva Loka, Jiva Buddha, Sanatana. What does the word Sanatan mean? Eternal. So we are part and parcel of the Lord. Hindu, Muslim, Australians, Indians, this is all man-made religion, man-made. ये हॉपस क्रॉसिंग ये पॉइंट को भगवान ने बनाया क्या? किसने बनाया? It is someone like you and me. That is the reason we have problems in the world. But when we go to the root cause of everything, and when we understand that I am not Hindu, I'm not Muslim, I'm not Indian, I'm not a mom, I'm not a father, I'm not a brother, I am a spirit soul. That is the perfection of religion. Susukham kartu avayam. So people who are in Ukraine, or people who are in Palestine, or people who are in any part of the world, if they're following a particular religion, they should follow it as it is. We are not here to convert one person from Hinduism to Muslim. That is not the goal. If you're Hindu, when Prabhupada ji went to America, he said, if you're a Muslim, become a perfect Muslim. If you're a Christian, become a perfect Christian. I'm not here to change, but love God. Don't go to God with a shopping list. People go to God with a shopping list. They come to temple as a police station. Don't come to temple as a police station. Complain करने आते हैं, मांगने आते हैं. We don't. That is the right thing to do. That isn't the right thing to do. So love God. That is the idea of any religion. And that is exactly what Krishna is saying. That is exactly what Krishna is saying.
But there's a difference, Prabhu.
Yes.
The difference is, in Islam, Prophet Muhammad says, I'm a messenger of God.
Correct. And we accept that.
Okay. Jesus Christ said, I'm the Son of God. But our religion is the only religion where Krishna said, I am the God.
Please give a round of applause to Hari Prabhu. What did he say? Muslim day, Allah said, I am the messenger of Lord. Lord Jesus Christ is saying, I am Son of Lord. And Krishna is saying, I am Lord.
I am the God. I am the God. Everything emanates from me.
Alone.
Alone. And he shows his real Rupa.
So where is the difficulty in understanding and accepting it?
And not only that, his birth is documented with birth certificates.
Birth certificate, there you go.
Which is in possession with his God.
Thank you very much. So, coming back, we have in the so-called Hindu philosophy, which I don't want to call the word Hindu, but we have 33 million crores, devis and devatas. And for every devis and devata, there's a division or there's a department allocated to it. But everybody serves one Lord, which is Krishna. And the devis and devatas are accepting it. They are not challenging it. They are not fighting कि मुझे ये post चाहिए. And even Krishna is saying the same thing. So Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and Brahma has no difficulty. If you have difficulties, I can't help you. Alright. So that is the reason. So today we established Ishvara. Ishvara is Krishna, and everybody else is serving. They are serving every other living entities. But obviously, I would like to take this opportunity just to digress, because last session, a lot of people came and asked me that ये 8 series का session खत्म होने के बाद what is the pathway? Correct? Where do we go after these 8 sessions? So the answer to that is once we finish on 11th of May, we finish coming over here every Saturday. Subsequent to that, from 18th and 19th of May. 18th of May, I think that is a Friday, and 19th of May, it is a Saturday. Every Saturday, we will have a detailed discussions on Bhagavad Gita. So now what we are doing, we are looking at 30,000 feet, right? But then we will go deeper into Bhagavad Gita by shloka. So we have Nitin Prabhu over here, and we have Nam Sankirtan Prabhu at the back. If I can please request you to please stand up so that people can look at you and have a discussion with you later. So if you can come over here, Nam Sankirtan Prabhu. Because I am going at a speed which you may not be able to catch up. But Nitin Prabhu and Nam Sankirtan Prabhu, they both have been teaching and learning Bhagavad Gita for many, many years. Right? So Nam Sankirtan Prabhu lives in Point Cook. Every Friday night, we will have classes in Point Cook, which he will be running it. And every Saturday, Nithin Prabhu, who lives in Seabrook, right? Seabrook, he will be having classes at his house, which he will be running. So my humble request, either you choose a Friday, either you choose a Saturday, you can continue these sessions going to their house. So we have a Mataji over here, we have Uday Prabhu, can you please stand up? So Uday Prabhu goes to similar classes in Pascoe. You go to Pascoe, Mataji goes in Benton. So we have these classes, we have 32 to 33 classes in and around Melbourne every week. And people like you and me who are very busy Monday to Friday, but we would like to understand something higher and give it to our family and for ourselves. So we request devotees to join them. So Nam Sankirtan Prabhu, his family, and the other families. And the best thing for Mataji's, you don't have to cook on Friday evenings. Prashad Prabhu is there. And the best thing for Saturdays, Nithin Prabhu can give Prashad there. So no cooking on Fridays or no cooking on Saturdays. Having good association with devotees, and we will have kids classes. So kids are very, very curious, and as parents, it is our responsibility to give them the right knowledge. So we will have kids classes, and there will be classes for adults simultaneously. तो जो बीवी से करे प्यार, वो प्रेस्टीज को कैसे करे इनकार? किस बात है? जो बीवी से करे प्यार, वो प्रेस्टीज को कैसे करे इनकार? Similarly, when we love family, when we love ourselves, how can we bereft of this great knowledge, which is so sublime and so simple? So after the discussion, please hang out with them, ask questions to them, because after this, the pathway of after the 8-week sessions is to continue with them. Of course, we have already people registered already, but there are limited places, so just go and talk to them after this. Okay? Thank you, thank you, Nam Sankirtan Prabhu. Please spend time with them. For Fridays, it's Nam Sankirtan Prabhu if you're available on Fridays. So Nam Sankirtan Prabhu, and Saturday is Nithin Prabhu.
Where is Seabrook?
Seabrook is just 2 minutes drive. So first come Altona Meadows, then Seabrook, and then Point Cook. This is the parampara. Alright, let's continue moving. 9th chapter 27 and 28th verse. These are my favorite verses. In the interest of time, I will not read the shlokas, but just read the translation. Can you read the translation? Yes. Give the mic. Who has the mic? Oh, can you give the mic? Just read the translation of 27 and 34.
Translation. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, or whatever austeries you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me, being completely absorbed in me. Surely you will come to me.
Thank you. So Krishna over there is saying, Yat kurosi, yat asnasi, yat jagosi, kadasi, yat. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever austerities you do it for me alone. Do it for me alone. Krishna doesn't like us to be shared with anybody else. I'll give you an example. If a husband comes and tells a wife, I love you 95%. What will you tell? क्या बोलोगे? भागो इधर। 5% कहाँ गया? If the husband comes and tells the wife, I love you 98%, what will the wife say?
Not acceptable.
Not acceptable. Who said not acceptable? Thank you. If the husband comes and honestly says, I love you, honey, 99.999%, what will the wife first say? सब माता जी मुंडी ला रहे हैं। सब माता जी मुंडी ला रहे हैं। Where is this coming from? Now please understand. Where is this coming from? Krishna is there in everybody's heart as Paramatma. And Krishna doesn't like us to be shared with anybody else. Please understand this very carefully with deep introspection. Krishna is saying, Yat kurosi, yat asnasi, yat juhosi, tadasi, yat. Right? Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, whatever austerities you do that. O son of Putti, as an offering to me. The word me is important. So whatever we do, Krishna is not telling, Chodo Garbha, Chalo Haridwar. That is not what Krishna is saying. Krishna is saying, do everything, but keep me in the center.
Question.
Yes, bro.
Does it mean if it is wife or friend or any stranger, we are serving the Paramatma first and the Jivatma later, regardless of a person?
The question today, Prabhu is asking, when we serve others, are we serving Paramatma or the Jivatma? Who says Paramatma? Okay. Who says Jivatma? Jiva. Tushti, Pushti, and Chusti. Three things happens together. When you're very hungry, and when your wife makes nice, what do you love? What is your favorite food? Puri and sabji. I love it. When your wife makes nice aloo sabji with butter and paneer inside. I know it's dinner time, so don't go too much. When your wife makes puri and sabji for you, when you have the first bite, chushti, pushti, and tushti, all three happen simultaneously. So you relish the taste of the food, you get the strength, and you get pleasure simultaneously or subsequently. Simultaneously. जब बहुत भूख लगती है और when we eat anything, chushti, pushti, and pushti, it happens simultaneously. So similarly, when we are serving anybody, we are serving Jivatma and Paramatma simultaneously. It is not that we are serving Krishna first and Paramatma later. No. We serve together. So, but the first thing we serve is we serve the instruction of Krishna or Guru. That is more important. But good question. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. So Krishna over here is calling out very clearly. Whatever you do it for me. But as I said in the past, where do we spend most of our time? Who remembers the 5 C's? We spend most of the time with 5 C's. Cricket, cinemas, coins, crime, thank you, and climate. These are the 5 things which our focus is most of the time. Cricket, cinemas or celebrities, climate, coins and crime. Palestine में क्या हुआ? क्रिकेट में क्या हुआ? IPL में क्या हुआ? वर्ल्ड कप में क्या हुआ? मूवीज में क्या हो रहा है? और कुछ नहीं है, पर ठंड बहुत ज़्यादा है, it's too cold, too hot, and पैसे के बारे में क्या बोल रहे हैं? Coins. So most of the time, where is our focus in our life? In this 5 C's. Right? 5 C's. People are crazy after news. What does news stand for? NEWS. I just made up a
North, East, West, South, East, West, South.
North, East, West, South. No. Nothing ever worth spending time on. That is news. Nothing ever worth spending time. आज का न्यूज़पेपर $5 का, you go and sell it tomorrow. What is the value? Nothing. So people, the news, come back to you. News, people just spend crazy time on news and gossips and everything under the sun. We call Panchat. We call Panchat in our Gujarati. Gaon mein kya ho raha hai? What is happening in the other part of the world? We don't even know where am I going to go after death. What am I going to carry with me? Where am I going? Where am I coming from? We are not worried about ourselves. We are worried about the whole world. Cricket, celebrities, climate, crime, and coins. So Krishna is saying, don't do that. Do whatever you do it for me. It's very, very clear. So the purpose of life and the perfection of life is to keep the instruction of the Lord in the center of our activity. The purpose and the perfection of life is to keep everything secondary and to keep the instruction of the Lord as primary. This is what we do at work. When someone is working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, when the boss says something, जान नहीं देते, right? Deployment रात में हो, 2 बजे हो, 4 बजे हो. We do everything on the weekend, weekdays, no matter whatever happens. We drop our loved ones to before care and after care just to say salam sir. When we understand the Lord is giving us every breath what we get, who is giving this to us? Krishna. Everything what we have at the moment, it is a borrowed energy of the Lord. When we accept it, then we will be humble. But when we deny it, that is because of our arrogance. Because of our avidya, which is ignorance, and because of our arrogance. Okay, no, I'm independent. So Krishna is calling out very clearly. And the next Krishna is very clearly. Once you accept this, what do? Engage your mind always in thinking about me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me. And being completely absorbed in me. In this way, you will come to me. How many verses are there in Bhagavad Gita? 700. How many verses Krishna spoke?
550.
541. Out of the 541 verses, Krishna 22 times he's saying, by doing this you will come to me, by doing this you will come to me, by doing this you will come to me. In a 48 minutes discussion, 22 times someone is requesting, ye karo, and you will get this. Do this and you will come to me. Do this, you will come to me. Krishna is not desperate for us in one way, but he's trying to make us desperate to be desperate for him. Krishna is making us desperate so that we can be desperate for him. 22 times if someone tells you in a half an hour discussion, 1 hour discussion, you do this and come to me, you do this and come to me, that is not because he is desperate, but that is of his compassion. He said, we all are suffering over here. I say this many times, na tan se sukh, na man se sukh, na dhan se sukh, na sabandho se sukh. Nobody can say over here, by putting your hand on your heart honestly, that I'm happy with my body, tan. I'm happy with my mind, man. Tan, man, dhan. More money, more problems. Less money, more problems. No money, more problems. Na tan se sukh, na man se sukh, na dhan se sukh, na sabandho se sukh. Nobody can say over here that I'm happy with all my relationships. In spite of this fact, we still have no plans to come out of this. And Krishna is saying, you do this and I'll take you back in this lifetime. Guarantee. Money back return. Money back guarantee. Alright, next chapter. Now 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is very, very interesting. In 4 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is summarizing the whole Bhagavad Gita. And this is called Chatur Shloki Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita can be summarized in 4 verses. These are the 4 verses. Or the Bhagavad Gita will be summarized in 3 verses. That is in 15th chapter. Or the Bhagavad Gita will be summarized in 1 verse in the 18th chapter. So now, we are in the 10th chapter. Krishna is summarizing the whole Bhagavad Gita in how many verses? 4 verses. If you understand these 4 verses, this is the sum and substance of the whole Bhagavad Gita. We have multivitamin tablet, multivitamin. Why should I have one tablet A, B, C, D? You have multivitamin. This dose is multivitamin dose. So Krishna over here is giving the summary of Bhagavad Gita. Alright, you want to read? Abhiraj?
Should I read the shloka as well?
Can you read the shloka?
Yeah.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate yadi matta bhajante no buddha bhava samanvita. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
Jai, please give a round of applause to spiritual and material world. The one who understands us wisely engages in my devotional service. This one verse should give us confidence, should give us clarity, and should give us the conclusion that Krishna is everything. Because he's saying this, I am the source of spiritual world and the material world. Right? This is very, very important. So behind everything, there's a hand of God. But over here, God himself is saying, behind everything, it is me, who is the source of spiritual world and who is the source of material world. Right? Everything emanates from me, the wise. The wise who perfectly knows this engages in my devotional service and worships me with all their heart. Right? So accepting Krishna is very, very important. Accepting something higher than us. And when we have this acceptance, two things will happen in our life. And I can't remember whether did I say this over here or not. One is called dog mentality, and the second is called lion mentality. What is a dog mentality? When you give a bone to a dog, what will the dog do? It will chase it, it will play around with it. When you throw a bone to a dog, the dog keeps playing with the bone. But when you give a bone to a lion, what will the lion do? He looks at the person who is given the bone. He looks at the person who has given the bone. Similarly, a life of a devotee is, no matter whatever is happening, as we said initially, it is Krishna's mercy and Krishna's desire. We spoke initially, right? Some people came in. So whatever happens in our life, we should take it. Bhagwan ki kripa hai, ye Bhagwan ki ichha hai. So when anything happens in a life of a devotee, there are three causes. One is an immediate cause, second is a real cause, and third is an ultimate cause. The third is an ultimate cause. So there are three causes behind every cause. Immediate cause. I am sitting over here, Aviraj comes on the stage, he pushes me, I fall down. Don't do this. He pushes me, I fall down. So this is the immediate cause. He's coming over here, he's pushing me, I'm falling down. This is immediate cause. Then what is the real cause? In the previous life, I may have pushed him. And in this life, he's pushing me. This is the laws of karma. This is the laws of karma. I did something to him, and now I'm getting back. My karma, my fault. My mom loves this. My mother is over here. She has put this on the fridge. My karma, my fault. So, he's coming over here, pushing me. This is an immediate cause. But my understanding is, in the previous life, I have done something to him. Now I'm getting it back. But the ultimate understanding is, behind everything what has happened, there's something good for me. This is the ultimate cause. This is the ultimate cause. So we read a book in the morning which is called Chaitanya Charitamrita. And the author of that book calls out very clearly. Can you hear the voice of flute of Krishna? If you cannot hear the flute of Krishna, your ears are useless. What is he saying? If you cannot hear the flute of Krishna, your ears are useless. Can you hear the ankle bells of Krishna? No. If you cannot hear the ankle bells of Krishna, your life is useless. Can you hear the voice of Krishna? If you cannot hear the voice of Krishna, your existence is useless. But he says, you cannot hear the voice of Krishna, you cannot hear the ankle bells of Krishna, you cannot hear the fruit of Krishna. Can you hear the message of Krishna? Yes or no? Yes. Can you hear the message of Krishna? If you can hear the message of Krishna, please raise your hands. If you can hear the message of Krishna, your life is successful. If you can hear the message of Krishna, your life is. But hearing the message दूसरे कान से चलेगा. That is Shrama Evahi Keval. That is simple mistake. So Krishna is saying, I am the source of material and spiritual world, and everything is emanating from me alone. He doesn't need anybody to do anything with him. He can single-handedly create material world, and he can create spiritual world. So Krishna is calling out this. Let's read the next one. Raviraj, can you read the next verse? Where's Mike?
Matchita prana bodhayantra parasparam hitayantasya mamnityam tushyanti charuvanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
Jai. So someone who has accepted Krishna as a supreme Lord and is devoted to Krishna, what do? Krishna is immediately calling out in the next verse. Machita Markata Prana Bodha Yanta Parasparam Katha Yantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Charamanti Cha. That means anybody who has accepted Krishna, he likes to talk about it. When we come with devotee circle, we talk about Krishna, Krishna Katha. If you leave two mothers together for more than 2 minutes, what will the mother talk about? Who said children? माँ को 5 मिनट 2 मिनट छोड़ अकेले 2 मदर्स के साथ अपने आप बच्चे की बात बीच में आ जाती है. क्यों? Why does it happen? Because the heart is in the kids. The heart of a mother is in the kids. Similarly, the heart and the mind of a devotee is in the lotus feet of Krishna. So immediately, what do devotees talk about? They don't talk about cricket. They don't talk about movies. They don't talk about prajalpas. As we spoke earlier, small mind talk about people. Average mind talks about event. And great mind talks about topics of God. So a devotee has great mind. They don't talk about anything and everything under the sun. Because he knows that my time in my life is very limited. And I want to surrender my life to Krishna so that I can go back to Krishna at the end of his life. So he's very focused in life. Devotee means discipline. Devotee means determination. Devotee means devotion. This is what a devotee means. It is not that we are not devoted. It is not that we are not devoted. Some people are devoted to Maya and some people are devoted to Krishna. Maya ka das, sada udas. Krishna ka das, dindas. Maya ka das, sada udas. Always worried about things. What happens to this? What happens to this? Maya ka das, sada udas. Krishna ka das, bindas. My father is there. My mother is there to look after me. Krishna says, I am the protector. Right? If you have a small baby at your house, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, they're not worried about school food, they're not worried about bills, they're not worried about anything. Anil Prabhu's son is sitting in his lap. See, look at him. How peaceful is it? Anil Prabhu is worried about him. Father is worried about the son. Am I right? Krishna is worried about us. But in the moment we have said, I'll figure out my way. Once a multi-millionaire's small child gets lost in a Kumbh Mela. In a Mela. Right? In a Mela. Now, the child is roaming on the street like a pauper. And he comes across 4 types of people. In Pacha Ghoom Jata, Mela, he gets lost. And he comes across 4 types of people. And this child is a son of a millionaire. Multi-billionaire. The first person comes and gives him some food. The second person comes and gives him some dresses. The third person comes and gives him some medicines. And the fourth person takes his hand and takes him back to his eternal Father. What is the best thing for him to do? Out of four of these people, when this person takes the son to the lost father, and when the father sees the son, and when the son sees the father, The son is not after bread and butter, but the son gets chapalbog. Chapalbog, because the father has everything, he's a multi-billionaire. And when the son comes back to him, he's very, very happy, he's very pleased because he's seen his eternal father. This is exactly what Krishna consciousness process is all about. We tell people, don't go for some food, don't go for some clothing, don't go for some banded medicines. Go back to your eternal Father, your supreme well-wisher, your supreme caretaker. This is what bhakti gives you. This is what bhakti gives you. Why do we want to compromise on something temporary when we have eternal wealth? If Mukesh Ambani comes and tells Nitin Prabhu, Monday se काम पे मत जाना, आपका mortgage सब कुछ मैं दे दूँगा. Don't worry, okay, Nitin Prabhu. And Nitin Prabhu said, no, I want to go to work and I will prove myself. Then what can Mukesh Ambani do? Similarly, there's an offer to all of us. Krishna is holding the hand of everybody. And he's saying, अब लौट चले. राजेश खन्ना का मूवी था. राजेश खन्ना, अक्षय कुमार, अब लौट चले. That was a movie, right? अब लौट चले. And we are saying, नहीं, अभी नहीं. That it is foolish. So Krishna is giving an offer. Let's read the next 2 verses in the next 5 minutes and then we'll stop. Can you read the Sanskrit as well? Okay, read. Where's the mic? Please ask.
I don't know 10.11, so 10.10.
Tesham satate tanam vritam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam yena namukayantite. Those who are constantly devoted serving me, I give them with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
Next, can you read the next one as well?
Tesham ivan kampartam aham ajnanajam taham nasyaya amne atma bhavastho jnana dipeno bhasvata. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance.
Yeah, thank you, Abhiraj. So what is Krishna saying over here? This is the third Chaturshogi verse. What is Krishna saying over here? To those who are constantly devoted to me, I give them the understanding to come to me. कई बार सुना ना, you take one step towards Krishna, he takes 10 steps towards you. You know, when we have small toddlers at home, 9 months, 10 months, they start walking. When they start walking, who's more worried about them, the father or the son himself? The father. And one step the son takes towards the father, what does the father do? He runs towards him. Because the father knows he गिर ना जाए. Right? The father and the mother are more worried about the toddler. Similarly, Krishna is saying, to those who are constantly devoted to me, I give them the understanding to come to me. Very, very straightforward. Same thing he explains in the 4th chapter, 11th verse. Ye yathamam pramanante tam sathayam bhajanam. As you surrender unto me, I give you the intelligence to come to me. As we surrender to cricket, Virat Kohli gives us intelligence. As we surrender to Bollywood, Shah Rukh Khan gives us intelligence. As we surrender news, then Channel 9 and Channel 7 gives us intelligence. So whatever intelligence we have, it is directly reciprocated with our invested time. Yes or no? Please, yes or no? Correct? So wherever we invest our time, that will reciprocate. Because even this is Krishna's Maya, is Krishna's energy. Maya is Krishna's energy. She will reciprocate on the orders of Krishna.
It's the same Google does. You look for one thing, it will show you the same thing.
Correct. Thank you. So where are we investing our time? when Arjun came to Krishna, he was a warrior. From warrior, he becomes a warrior. From warrior, he became a winner. W. From warrior to warrior to winner. Where do we spend our time? W. Worry time, waste time, and work time. This is our www, right? पूरा दिन कहाँ होता है? www.com. This is where we spend time. So Krishna is giving us a chance to come closer to Him. He's giving a chance, an opportunity. You take one step towards me, and I take 10 steps towards you. And in the next verse, what is Krishna saying? To those, to show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their heart. What does that mean? As Paramatma. Krishna is dwelling in our heart as super soul, as Paramatma. Destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Because of our lack of knowledge, because of our short-term mentality, we cannot foresee more than 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 years. Krishna said, I'll give you the knowledge whereby we can see from an eternal perspective, not from a temporary perspective. Right? People will come and people will go. Today, which people we have around us, tomorrow they are not going to be there. People who were there with us yesterday, they are not there today. So everybody who comes, we have to go. This is a drama. Our drama life is 30, 40, 50, 80, 100 years. When we go to watch a movie, that is 3 hours. When we go to watch a drama, that is 2.5, 3 hours. This is all drama. People will come and people will go. But the eternal fact of life is, this human form of life is very rare, very auspicious, and it is meant not for sense gratification, but for self-realization. Right? It is very, very clear. With this, I'll stop over here. Next session, which is session 5, we will cover 3 more chapters. Chapter 11, the universal form. Chapter 12, the devotional service. And chapter 13, which is about Prakriti, the nature of consciousness. So next time, we will cover the 4th and the 5th subject matter of Bhagavad Gita. Is that okay? So next session, we will cover pretty much all the 5 subject matter of Bhagavad Gita. This Wednesday, who knows what is the importance of this Wednesday? Ram. How many of you are going to Ayodhya? You're going to Ayodhya? Alright. For devotees who are not going to Ayodhya, Ram Lala is coming to Verity Race Course. So please, my humble request to all of you, please come to Verity Race Course. The good news from Mataji is you don't have to cook. Prashadam will be served, Abhishek hoga Ram Darbar ka, and each one bring one. So you come shooting Mataji, ek kisi ko pakad ke lao. Chalo yaar, chalte. People take you out for movies, they take you out for cricket. Then you take chalo Ram Darbar ka Abhishek. Let's go there. Each one, bring one. So please do that. That will help them to come closer to Krishna because of you. Timing, I'll share that in the group. So we have a program in the western suburb, we have a program in the eastern suburb, and then we have a program at the temple. So it's everywhere, wherever it suits you, please go there and help yourself to associate with the right people around you. Okay? Thank you. And question, answers. Yes, probably. Can you pass the mic? And, just call out your name again, as usual. Call out your name so people know. So we'll have question answers for next 10 minutes. 6:30. The prashadam will be served outside. But if you still want to hang around and ask questions, that's fine.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Sharad Tiwari here. आज आप अकर्मण्यकरण की बात करने वाले थे. You're going to talk about that. Is it in the next?
So Krishna says again in 9th chapter 27 was about akarma, but I'm going to discuss more in the 12th chapter devotional service. service. Akarma means whatever you do it for Krishna. Yad kurosi, yad asnasi, yad juhosi, kadasi, yad he explained, right? Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you give away, whatever austerities you do it for me. That is akarma. But I will explain more in detail in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, devotional service. Krishna explains about over there more in detail.
But what I'm want to know is more about how do we know what is right karma, our daily duties, and how did Arjuna eventually remove his confusion, right? Which is, he wants to kill his own relatives versus, giving up action. And how do you decide in life when you are faced with such a dilemma? How are you going to, make a decision? And what is the right karma? What is the right action at that time? So I just want some answers around that as well from these sermons. So I'm hoping that will be covered as well.
So your question is, you want to know what is the right karma, what is bad karma, what is akarma, what is the right way to take a decision?
Yes, when you are in a dilemma, which Arjun was, I couldn't hear how Arjun solved his dilemma, and that's what I'm very interested to understand that. How Arjun solved his dilemma, how did Krishna help him solve his dilemma, what made it yes, what made it no a yes, and similarly if we are faced with a dilemma in life, कि हम आज अपना काम धाम छोड़े और निकल पड़े संत बन गए या यही करते रहे जो हम कर रहे हैं, तो ये चीज़ों का आंसर चाहिए या समझ चाहिए ऐसा.
So Krishna says, Tad vidhi pranipratena paripreshnaya sevaya upadakshanti te jnana tattvadashna. 4th chapter, 34th verse. Everybody should have a guru. Guru is must in life. We should have material guru and we should have spiritual guru. Right? Most of the time we have mentors in our life from a material perspective. But I think 90%, 95%, 99% we don't have a spiritual guide. We don't have a spiritual guru. Then we go to YouTube from we hear something from here, we hear something from there. We get confused who is right, who is wrong. That is the reason Krishna says, Tad vidhi pranipratena pari preshnaya sevaya. Ask questions and serve the Guru. Ask questions and serve the Guru. Krishna had Guru. What is the name of Krishna's Guru? Sandipani Muni. Lord Ramchandra had Guru. What was the name of his Guru? Vishwamitra. Right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had Guru. Ishwara Puri. Amitabh Bachchan had Guru. Dilip Kumar. Shah Rukh Khan had Guru. Amitabh Bachchan. Roger Federer has Guru. Indian cricket team has Gurus. The coaches. So we should have Guru in our life. So whatever we do GPS, Guru, Parampara system. So we follow whatever Guru says, I will do. Now how do you find a Guru? That's the next question. Guru is not in Coles supermarket or Woolies, right? We don't find them, unfortunately. So when we associate with the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will send Guru in your life. Guru gives you Krishna and Krishna gives you Guru. Chicken first or egg first? Sorry, we are vegetarians. So Guru gives you Krishna. Guru gives you Krishna. Brahmate Brahmite Bhagya. Brahmande Brahmite Kamyo Bhagya Ji. Guru Krishna Kripa Bhakti Lata Beach. Brahmande Brahmite Kamyo Bhagya Ji. We have been traveling from one yoni to another yoni. From one life to another life. From one universe to another universe. For many, many lifetimes. Brahmande Brahmite Kamyo Bhagya Ji. Guru Krishna Kripaye Bhakti Lata Beach. That means Guru will come into your life and he will give you Bhakti Lata Beach. And that beach will give you the love of Krishna, the love towards going to God. And then, once you have Guru in your life, the question which you originally asked is Sahi kya hai, galat kya hai, what is right, what is wrong, in dilemma, you can approach a Guru and say, this is my confusion. In 2nd chapter, 7th verse, Arjuna is telling Krishna that I'm lost. I don't know what my duty is. I've lost all composure. Karpanya dosho prakaso bhava prachami dharma samudra cheta. So Krishna, Arjuna is saying, I don't know what is right, what is wrong. I've lost my composure. I don't know what my duty is. The biggest thing in life is to accept that I don't know what is right. That requires humility. Most of the time, we think I know everything. Yes or no? Please be honest with yourself. We don't want to surrender. We don't want to accept that I don't know anything. Actual understanding starts from accepting that I don't know anything. Right? So there are 5 A's, and then we can stop. There are 5 A's. Accept that I am sick. Approach the right hospital. Approach the right doctor. Avoid negative things and apply positive treatment. These are the 5A policy. Accept that I am sick. I don't know anything. Please, Prabhuji, मुझे बताइए कि मैं क्या करूं? That takes humility out of yourself. Second, approach the right hospital. The moment you are sick, you want to go to the right hospital. You don't want to go to anywhere. So select the right hospital. Where do you want to go? Third, in the hospital, approach the right doctor. The hospital can have many doctors. Approach the right doctor. Fourth, avoid negative things. And 5, apply positive treatment. In the age of Kali Yuga, you can go reverse also. Apply positive treatment first. Just chant the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare.
Just by chanting this mantra, this sound vibration is not different from the Lord Himself. भगवान में and भगवान के नाम में कोई अंतर नहीं है. नाम चिंता मणि कृष्णा चैतन्य रस विग्रह पूर्ण शुद्धो नित्यमुक्तो अभिन्नत नाम नामिनम. There is no difference in the holy name of the Lord and the Lord. So when you chant the holy name, Lord Krishna will personally protect you and guide you. When your son calls you, Parag Prabhu, you have kids, Parag Prabhu? No, okay. When your son or daughter calls you, Anshuman Prabhu, Dad, I want your help, you will drop everything and come and help him, right? Similarly, when we call the holy name of the Lord, Krishna will come and protect you. So whenever you need guidance, call out the name of Krishna. It is a long answer, but it is required. Thank you. Yes, next question. Yes, from Prabhupada.
Ratnesh. My name is Ratnesh.
Ratnesh.
I just wanted to ask about this Vigraha of Prabhu. Yeah, so normally like Radha and Krishna, but in this picture there are 3 entities.
Okay, so Krishna, yada yada hi dharmasya, glanirbharata bharata, abhyutana adharmasya. So Krishna appears in different form in different yugas. So Krishna appeared in Dwapara Yuga as Radha in Krishna. In Kali Yuga, Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. And then Krishna appears in the form of Jagannath. Have you heard about Jagannath Puri? So we have 4 dhams. 4 dham yatra hoti na? So one of the 4 dhams in India is Jagannath Puri, and this is Lord Jagannath. Brother of Lord Jagannath is Baldev, that is Lord Balaram, and Subhadra, that is the sister of Subhadra, Lord Krishna. Right? So Jagannath, Baldev, and Subhadra. So in most of the ISKCON temples, you will see out of these 3, at least 2 deities, or if not all 3